Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a co-founder of the Go Kid Go network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. During her journey, Isla meets new friends, including King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, and learns valuable life lessons with every quest, sword fight, and dragon ride. Positive and uplifting stories remind us all about the importance of kindness, friendship, honesty, and positivity. Join me and an all-star cast of actors including Liam Neeson, Emily Blunt, Kristen Bell, Chris Hemsworth, among many others, in welcoming the Search for the Silver Lining podcast to the Go Kid Go network by listening today. Look for the Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode, we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi.
Happy holy day.
Oh my gosh. When you said that, my butthole, you literally clenched up.
And that was the goal. And so check it off the list. Accomplished. I did my job.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. But here we are.
And you know, that might be your instinct, but we should let everyone know. Fisting Friday, that should be something you expect. And if you're here going, whoa, I am shocked. How did I end up here? To that we say,
you got the shocker.
Exactly. And you want to hop along for the ride, you know, declench, ease the body into it for sure. But if you feel like you need to prepare, that's also okay. And we'll be here. We're always here.
Here we are for Fisting Friday.
And if you're unfamiliar, this is where we read the results of last week's episode of But Am I Wrong? And this one went up a little bit late. And to that,
I say that late.
Expect it. It was my birthday.
Yeah. And also we're recording a day later, so it didn't really affect us.
Yeah. No, and that's the good part. So yeah, we'll get into all of it on see you next Tuesday, but recording all of this like next upcoming week virtually because I was at the Taylor Swift concert and there were lots of people around and I just want to play it extra safe.
Yeah. Megan was in the streets.
I was in the streets, and I did give you the recommendations of my entire medical team, and
which one of them you didn't send, so I don't have it saved. And I know I looked them up, but
the one you looked up on Instagram,
but I don't remember his name now. So.
And you didn't want to look through the people following who you know follow him. Yeah, it's complicated. I'll send it on over to you again.
Thank you.
And so I just got to be extra careful.
Yeah. I understand.
Well, should we get into these results?
We shall, Megan. We shall. I'm also very excited for But Am I Wrong? The upcoming week that we have yet to record.
Oh, Melissa, when I tell you, I hope to God you're talking about what I think.
Oh, Melissa, I'm talking
Melissa,
about it.
Melissa, I was like, I don't even have to worry about it. Like she has a shit. I didn't even bother to text you because I was like, there's no way she's got this handled.
The day that there's on Mondays, I usually record a podcast on that day, but we didn't record this day. So this Monday, so I spent all day deep into it. And my notes are extensive. I forgot to make some updates because since we didn't record on Tuesday, there's been some updates, but I've got them mentally in my head.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. And I just have to say, it's one of those things that, like, there are certain things that happen in the world that bring forth comedians that we didn't know were comedians.
Uh-huh.
And that, my nipples are hard talking about it. Like, that has been the part that, like, I just know that right now, no matter what app I'm on, I can open it up and I can laugh my fucking ass off.
Yes. Yes.
And I love that.
It became my new deep sea exploration.
And we all need one. So stay tuned for that, everybody.
Uh-huh.
But until then, let's read the results. So this was for episode 75. And first up, we have me. When my hot take was, stop touching people. 0% said I was wrong. And 100% said I was not wrong. And I did take some screenshots to see what these people said.
See what these people said.
Sorry, everybody. That was very impersonal. I'm so sick of a culture in my industry, parentheses music, and everyone thinks I'm awkward, rude, or weird when I express my discomfort about hugging everyone all the time. It's our jobs. Why is it normal to be hugging in your professional relations?
Yes.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. And I think about that in the sense of, like, creatives are also supposed to be nice. Like, you have to, like, be likable, and, like, you don't have to be likable in a lot of other jobs. Like, you know, your boss you need to be, like, a fine person to work with, but, like, how many people do we work with who are horrible to work with and they still work, you know? And that's the only one I saved from that one.
There's another one. I'm autistic and not speaking for all. Some of us don't like being touched or even hugged. I lost a friend in middle school for constantly giving me hug attacks to the point I ended up lashing out. Don't remember that part at all. And somehow giving them a bump on the face like Cardi B.
Fucking relatable. I honestly, like, I always tell, like, I tell Mots, like, specifically, if there is a touch coming towards me and I am not expecting it and I have not said, like, cool, I cannot be held accountable for my reflex. And my reflex isn't just, like, you know, the doctor hitting the gavel on your knee and it, like, bouncing. Sometimes
a gavel.
What is it? It looks like a gavel. It's like a rubber gavel. Order in the court. Order on the kneecaps. But, like, yeah, sometimes I will, like, if I'll punch you, like, and that's just it's my reflex.
That's what I always think about, those people that call themselves pranksters and dress up like as a plant.
Yeah,
and
I would
sit outside.
kick them in the fucking face.
Them. I'm like, now that and I know how to throw a punch now. For, like, how long? When did we start going around?
I don't know, but yeah, no.
Now I have a punching bag at home.
You got a fucking 1-2 hook.
You got like 5 years of, like,
yes,
punches that I have never done it on a human being, but that day would be the first day.
I'm ready to make some squishy contact. I'm ready for it not to just bounce back completely. Like, I'm ready to cave some noses in. Like, don't fucking. It baffles me. And then people are like, why would you do that? And I go, was I going to do that if, what led us here? What was the cause? Because it certainly was not me.
Yep. All right. And then mine was, we need to stop going to Florida. 4% said I was wrong. 96% said I was not wrong. Someone said, still trying to get my undocumented fam out safely.
So fucking rough.
Somebody said, only saying Mel. First of all, don't call me Mel. Only saying Mel is wrong because I live in Florida and am sad. We said if you lived in Florida.
Yeah.
Like,
just because you didn't get a name check like Charity doesn't mean that, like, we're not including you in this.
Yeah.
Like, know that Charity's name represents not just Charity, but it represents, I mean, depending on it. Sometimes we're only talking to Charity, but, like, you know, she represents, she would hate to know that she does represent
the state of Florida.
The state of Florida from a place of love and protection that we know we know whenever we talk shit on Florida, we have to insist, Charity, we're picking you up on the way.
Yes.
Like, don't worry. Someone also said, as someone who's in Florida and is gay, hard agree, please don't give this awful state tourism money. Yep. Did you fucking see what he just did? Greg Abbott?
The one where he was talking about picking up his kids while his wife had cancer.
No. He made this, like, floating barrier in the Rio Grande that he covered in knives. So people
What?
Or like blades. Like they're not like, I don't want it to sound like he just like, this isn't a DIY project. Like, and it's like subtle enough that like they just look kind of like metal bands on there. So you wouldn't see. And so people's bodies are getting caught in them to a deadly or mangled man. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. It's like Squid Games shit. Like it's you want to harm people publicly, like, and physically. You want to, and the fact you're going to put people who work there through the trauma of that, like, it's just all fucked.
Ew.
Yep. Its floating barrier has circular saws on it. He's like a cartoon villain.
Yeah, he is. And his little shoes that he wears.
Yeah. He looks like
But did you see that video where his wife was like praising him for picking up their kids while she had cancer? Like, we're supposed to applaud him for that? They're his kids.
For doing carpool pickup?
Yes.
Oh, maybe he doesn't know how to drive. Maybe he learned how to drive to do this.
And we're still supposed to applaud him for that.
Yeah, because I don't know if his legs can reach the pedals.
If my legs can reach, his legs can reach.
Maybe he has a lifted Hummer and he just like refuses to admit that like he's not a short king, but like he's a petite douche.
I told you that, right?
I can't believe
it was my company
That's the funniest
car.
part. I just imagine just like you getting out of the car and like someone's like, "Where? Oh, there you are."
And yep. And imagine me pulling up to valet.
That's what I mean.
In this car, and I hop out,
whipping out your step stool.
It was funny, and this is when like there weren't a lot of Hummers, and
yeah,
so like it was like when I pulled up, people were like excited to drive it.
That's so funny.
And then also my friend had like a real Hummer, like
yellow.
It was like yep, it was yellow, and like it was
Hummer.
Like in the inside, it was like military, where it wasn't even like real seats. Like
yeah, no, you're in like an upside down amusement park ride, strapped in.
Yep, and we would go pick up Melanie from school, and she'd be so embarrassed because she didn't understand. And then later, she was like, "I didn't like appreciate the fact that I was living a rap
fucking music video
and like a." I don't know, probably like $200K at that point.
Yeah. No, that's like a video vixen car. Like, yes. This is my Super Sweet 16. Like, live your moment. Like, come on. Wow, that is fucking crazy. That was like not a Marin car, obviously.
Yeah.
Then we have writer number 1 versus the concert goers who left because the writer and their friend were being loud. 83% said the writer is wrong. 17% said the writer is not wrong. And we got a lot of people writing in about this one. So someone said, I was mega torn on this one. I'm usually one who's pretty loud at concerts until I notice people giving me looks and are visibly annoyed. Then I tone it down. Now that I'm thinking about it, though, the writer was wrong for not stopping after they noticed people were visibly annoyed. Someone else said, I have some thoughts about this. When you started reading the submission, I did not think instinctively that the writer was wrong. You did convince me with the arguments you gave. However, I think that being aware of proper concert etiquette is definitely a privilege. I've never been able to afford concert tickets to a big artist like Lana's magnitude. I think that if I went to see my favorite artist, I would be a little feral. Even more so if I was on the floor. I do 100% agree that if people were looking annoyed at me, I would get the hint and tone down my voice. And that's why I think the writer is wrong and so inconsiderate. Not mentioning the fact that talking to the first act is very disrespectful and has nothing to do with not having been to a lot of concerts. However, I think that all people, older and younger, screaming at concerts does not necessarily mean that they are inconsiderate. I truly thought that the point of concert is singing along during the performance. So there's another one I want to read after I like saying this. So the thing is like if you are like, well, if I notice what I'm doing is pissing people off, the first time that happens, then knowing that it's a chance and a possibility that it is annoying to other people, then that should be the mindset going in the next time you go to a concert. Not like every time you go to a concert, it's a clean slate and it's like, well, I'm just going to do it until someone gets annoyed. And it's like someone got annoyed last time, but then also think like, how many of us have social anxiety and like would feel very uncomfortable? Like not everyone expresses that they're annoyed or frustrated the exact same way. And so knowing that someone could get annoyed by said behavior, I think it's just so much better to vibe check like what the concert is. And like I said before, I went to Taylor Swift, and that will be brought up by another person in the one that I'm going to read because that has.
Before you get to that one, I just want to, because I know which one you're going to get to, and I got thoughts on that one too.
Yeah.
Someone also said even Beyonce hates loud singers and sent a video of Beyonce looking at somebody like because they were being too loud, and that's actually what I was referencing.
Exactly. I also love the amount of people being like, how do you scream sing to Lana? Like, you can't hear a thing that she's singing. So someone said, gotta say, this might be one of your worst takes. Loudly screaming, singing along with the artist is what makes the experience of the concert. I just saw that Meghan posted a lot of videos from Taylor and literally wrote about how nice it was to see everyone screaming along to this one lyric. Of course, you need some common sense, like no need to just stand there and scream if the artist is talking. I also thought it was very funny since Sweden just got under a lot of heat for not being loud enough at the Beyonce show. Like, the videos were spreading on social media and people were like, what the fuck, why is this so quiet? I think both as a concert goer as well as the artist on stage, you really appreciate having people screaming the lyrics to your songs during the concert. Imagine how awkward an arena/stadium show would be if it was quiet. So not awkward at all. But also, like I said in the original one, like there is a huge, like Taylor Swift is a very like major exception to this mentality, but there is still limits. So you're singing along to the songs, and truthfully, if I do wish everyone sang a little bit quieter so you could hear her better, but they compensate with the amps. And so I got Mats and I both like concert specific earplugs to wear during it. And he was like, I go to show, like I've been to so many shows, like it's fine. I'm like, it's different. It's because everyone screams, sings her songs. They play the music and her vocals so much louder, and then people are singing louder. And he was like, he even said, he's like, I've never been to a place that was this loud. And so there are moments, but you can even hear in my video when I'm recording, like people get really loud for like certain lines and not for other ones, and some songs more than other ones. But again, there's like a difference of knowing that every single person is doing that there and you're all doing it together. I think if you're the one person who's not singing along and you go to a Taylor Swift concert, everybody is singing along, everybody is very loud, and you're like upset and you want everyone to be quiet, that I understand, but like it's not going to happen. Like that's it's just a truth of the matter. And how I would behave at a Taylor Swift concert singing along, I sing along for some songs. I like sometimes will like lip sync along to other songs, like depending on what it is, depending on how loud everything else is. But there was a girl next to or in our row who, the word feral is a good word to describe, like
I hate that word though.
So no, she went into like Mott's like, we both of us, I was like, I don't even want to look at her annoyed because like this, I don't want to sound like it sounded like she was having like a religion. It was like this like got like this like I don't even
like
know
a
if
demon was coming out of her.
I don't even know if she like totally was aware every time she was doing it, and she was with her dad. And so I would just kind of give a look to her dad because I'm like, I don't know. It was an intense sound. It was a really deep, really throaty, like guttural, and it broke through the sound of everybody else singing. And it was like incredibly intense. And she would do it at parts of songs that were not Taylor's most popular songs. And her and I'm like, bitch, we got the same taste. Like, I totally understand. But she was doing it in a way, so like specifically when she knew a lot of other people wouldn't be singing along to it, she would pick one lyric and then people would turn and look. And so it was in a way like that. And she knew. And then even during the opener, there were some people who were just screaming the whole time. And they know that like, if you can hear your voice above everybody else's, you are too loud. If you can pick your voice out of a lineup, if other people can turn and know where that sound is coming from in a crowd of people who are being loud, you are being too loud. And there's a way to like sing along and like scream when you're excited that is a part of the collective that's not disrupting the other people near you. And thankfully, I think her dad like noticed that. Like Mats also was looking, like anytime she would make that noise, like we would both like just look to her dad because she was also pretty young. And it could have been her first concert experience as well. And that's something I would have done when I was young. Like, you feel like you're going to get noticed and it's like very exciting. But she, like, it was toned down exponentially. So I do think that there is a way to enjoy concerts. And if you've never been around someone like that, and you've never been to a show like that where someone else's viewing experience is ruining yours, and there's actually no way, you can't even get on their level because it's just disruptive to everybody else, that's not fun for anyone. And the artist doesn't want that. The artist doesn't want other fans to ruin the show and the experience and have that be left a bad taste in their mouth for something that they didn't do, you know? So I just think that that's not the case. And I do think a lot of people have not experienced that. And so if you felt like you're in this as a collective, that's not the same experience.
Yep. And then to piggyback off the thing that you said about the Beyonce thing, it was in a place where that is how they attend concerts. That is their etiquette. That was for that. And so people that were posting did not understand the etiquette of that place. You have to understand the etiquette of where you are.
Yep.
So Beyonce knew that going into it and she wasn't angry. Beyonce also gets angry at people when they're being too fucking loud. And there are certain parts in her song where she allows the audience to be loud and then everybody goes on mute. Like people are supposed to be quiet.
Yep. Yeah, it's just like if you're attending a concert in LA, Houston, and like specifically a Beyonce, you're gonna have a different experience than you are seeing Beyonce in Sweden or in Spain. Seeing a concert in the United States versus seeing a concert in Brazil. Like everybody has different norms of these things, and it's our responsibility, like to not police how other people like their culture on those things, and then also assimilate when according to. But I mean, those TikTok comments, like I don't agree with people saying like I would have been losing my mind. It's like that's not what it's not what they do there, and then you're going to ruin other people's experience, and that doesn't make you more of a fan.
Yes, you will lose your mind in the place that you are, but not where they are. So you go to the concert where you are, and you understand the etiquette.
Exactly.
Then we've got writer number 2 versus dad's ex-girlfriend who drove drunk and didn't wear her neck brace. 2% said the writer is wrong. 98% said the writer is not wrong.
Oh, someone said, as someone with a family with multiple DUIs, I know what the fuck. I really respect the writer for putting their foot down and enforcing boundaries around this. It's not easy, especially when the rest of the family is happy to ignore it. My wrong of the week, I nominated Robbie Williams. And 98% said he is wrong. 2% said he is not wrong. And I just have to say, like, looking up this man and these photos of him performing, he is so committed to being campy. Like, he literally did like a pap walk when he was in the Caribbean because he got COVID when he was there. And so he's like at the resort, like doing like, he called paparazzi and he's like at the resort, just like sitting by the pool wearing a mask. And I was like, I don't need paparazzi. Like if paparazzi can have proof of you socially isolating, like I don't think you're doing a good enough job.
Also, so this was after you did this?
No, I think this was before.
Oh, okay. But also like, who's around him at this pool?
That's what I'm saying.
Does he have like, if you're isolating at your pool, then why do you need a mask on?
No, he's in the Caribbean. Like he's at a resort.
Oh.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it could have been like a private villa too, but I'm also like, why do you need, if the paparazzi can prove you're isolating, you're actually not doing a very good job.
Mm-hmm. All right. Then we've got Jason Aldean. 99% said the toe is wrong. 1% said the toe is not wrong.
I do really appreciate all of the responses of people being like, wow, that's a toe.
Yeah.
That's a big toe.
Yeah.
That's a girthy, that's like my big toe. Like that's my big toe that had the little bit of the issue. Like that's like the girthy big toe. Mm-hmm. It's crazy that his neck and his septum are both receding.
Meghan.
I'm sorry. As someone who literally broke their nose when they were a child from falling flat on their face, I can say
he does look like he fell flat on his face.
He fell flat on his face. And like, I've been there. Dr. John Vartanian will do wonderful work for you, sir. Like, but probably not actually for you. I think he'd turn you away. Mm-hmm. Anyways, that is it.
I'm glad that song had a resurgence this week, though. for other reasons.
And you know what? There needed to be a theme song and an anthem. And
other people have, released songs too. Oh, you didn't get the songs?
I don't know if I did.
Oh, if you did, you'd hear them. There are 2 songs dropped on Monday.
I wonder if they were in like the background of some things, and I just
they came out. There's also a playlist.
Oh,
but then 2 people have made songs too.
Wow, original discography. I'm fucking here for. You know what? Yeah. This is what we call creating art. Mm-hmm. Art comes from so many different, like, you know how you create diamonds? Pressure.
That's how I got here. My parents getting under pressure.
Why would you make the joke about your parents fucking? Like, that's so weird.
I make it before anybody else does.
I wasn't going to make it. So just know that. Actually, I might have.
People were thinking it.
Well, they were. Without a doubt. Anything else?
Nah.
Wonderful.
That's enough time.
I think that's perfect. So then I can turn the air conditioning on.
The air conditioner. The AC.
Because I have that now. Suck on that, motherfuckers. I'm so fucking excited. It's great. Okay, well, we'll fist you soon. Okay.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.
Hey, are you ready for some real talk and some fantastic laughs? Join me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Wants, for Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong?
We're serving up 4 hilarious shows every week designed to entertain and engage and, possibly enrage you.
And Don't Blame Me, we dive deep into listeners' questions, offering advice that's funny, relatable, and real.
Whether you're dealing with relationship drama or you just need a friend's perspective, we've got you.
Then switch gears with But Am I Wrong, which is for listeners who didn't take our advice and want to know if they are the villains in the situation.
Plus, we share our hot takes on current events and present situations that we might even be wrong in our lives. Spoiler alert, we are actually quite literally never wrong.
But wait, there's more. Check out See You Next Tuesday, where we reveal the juicy results from our listener polls from But Am I Wrong?
And don't miss Fisting Friday, where we catch up, chat about pop culture, TV, and movies. It's the perfect way to kick off your weekend.
So if you're looking for a podcast that feels like a chat with your besties, listen to Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.